Okay, guys, welcome back to the C&J show. And I'm going to try to hurry up with this intro. So we split it up into two, well, not two parts, but we split it up in a couple of parts because we know it was kind of long. So we're just breaking it up. And we're just giving our little opinion, and your opinion counts, ours counts. Let's keep it sweet, cute, raw, ugly, nasty. It does not matter. Just, leave a comment down below and let us know, okay, what do you feel? We would like to know. We want to know how everybody feel about this because it's all over the place. And I'm going to go before my dog starts barking. And once she gets aggravated, she starts sounding a little bit like a cat for some reason. Like a cat and a cow. I don't understand that. But, okay. Okay, guys, we're back with another video. This is part 2 with the whole T.I situation. And now we're going to be talking about shekinah. So let me just do the mini intro because normally I do it. So yeah, you guys know this is the C&J show. And my favorite, Jen and Juice. And then I got my sister here, Neek and Jen. So let's kick this thing off. This is part 2 with shekinah, because I kind of didn't I was a little lost, but I'm gonna let you take this one because I didn't understand what she was saying.
Yeah, Neek, tell us a little bit more about that because for the most part, shekinah came on the internet and was saying things about insinuating that the girl was sleeping with T.I and Tiny, right? Which shekinah is close to T.I and Tiny, and I don't see how, as a close friend, she would put that type of information out there. And I was thinking how T.I and Tiny felt about it because I don't know if they told her to go out there and do that, but it to me felt like it was doing more harm than
it
good.
Backfired after because they didn't. I don't think they knew how. The thing is, I don't think that they knew how far Sabrina was going to take it. Right? Sabrina is the one who's making the allegations. They didn't know how far Sabrina was going to take it. So, and I don't know, because shekinah came back and apologized and was crying because I think that she probably didn't care that she put that information out there. Or maybe they gave her the okay because it seemed like her and Tiny are like best friends. So, or maybe she just got on like, no, you're not finna sit up here and lie on these people. Like, I already know they didn't told, Tiny didn't told me every time that you came through and this, that, and the third, and I didn't seen you at the house. I already know what's going on. Yeah. So you're not finna sit up here and say this stuff, and you used to get girls for them as well. So it made it, but then it made it seem like, okay, you are sex trafficking girls? Like, what's going, people put every type of thing into it, but put these words into it because it's like, okay, well, you're getting girls for them. That's kind of like, it's supposed to be something bad. But of course, if I'm on a certain level of celebrity, I'm going to have somebody go get whoever,
And they always do that.
Yeah. And so, but they were making it seem like, okay, you're taking advantage of people, or you doing this and that and the third, and you're just kind of being a womanizer and, all of these things. So, this lady who's working with Sabrina, well, I don't know if y'all want to finish on the whole shekinah thing, because I want to go all over the place real quick.
Yes, go, wheels. But this is what I wanted to say with her. I feel like, just like with being now that we're on it, you're on the internet, you never know how something is going to go and how it's going to blow up. Just like, for instance, the girl with the gorilla thing. I'm pretty sure she never in a million years thought that was going to go as viral as it did. Right. Not with that. And it's the same thing with this. I think where she kind of messed up at is, your no's got to be your no's and your yeses got to be your yeses. And when you switch them, it makes you look very bad. It's nothing that she said that she should have been able to go back and say, oh, no, I got this from Willis. Number one, we don't even know who's Willis. Why because you was talking like this came from the information
from the horse's
you
mouth.
Knew. Yeah, this for a fact, and you and this girl didn't got into it and she don't like you. You got a restraining order on her and all of this other kind of stuff.
And mind you,
but see, that's what makes me think too that at first it had to been something where T.I and Tiny, or at least one of them, approved her to go online and say something to kind of like throw some dirt on Sabrina's name so she wouldn't seem as credible, or if people do believe her, they start looking at her sideways. But then after they saw the effects of what Shekinah said, she probably had to come back on there, you know, with the whole crying and apologizing and things and that. Because I just don't see somebody, if you're friends with a high profile person like that and you're not on their same level, you gotta kind of know, like, okay, I can't go out there with all of this.
Right, because she's never because she's never put that type of information out about them before. And I think what they was doing, it's just kind of like how we do all the time. You know, we like to fight fire with fire, and nine times out of 10, it don't work. You get what I mean? If somebody want to fight me, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna fight you. But you know, as you get older, you can't do that no more. Because now, okay, it's not like high school where you just getting suspended and you go home and your life is regular. It's like now, if I fight somebody, okay, I got an assault charge now. That's got to follow me around. You get what I'm saying? So the playing fields are much different. Now, one thing that I want to mention too that Jen brought up to me was about the Sabrina girl. She does very petty, mischievous, just awful things, right?
Yeah.
So she did something where I guess she had Jen explain the story completely.
What did she do?
So she got in an internet dispute with somebody else. This was years ago. And the girl was very popular. You know, on Instagram, you're very popular and you're known by your name on Instagram. So she went behind the girl's back. Well, obviously behind the girl's back. She went and she copyrighted the girl's name so that the girl wasn't able to use her own IG name. This was the way that she was making all of her money. Everyone knew her by that name. She went and copyrighted the girl's name so that she wouldn't even be able to use her own name. So then the girl had to basically start over
from scratch. And who would think of that?
Who would even think of that?
Who was that conniving, right? To even think of that.
And you know, like some stuff people do, you just be sitting and be like, you know what? I'm just sitting here as Jen saying that, and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking in steps. There's not in a million years would I even think to do it. Like it's like looking at a computer. If you don't know how to do it, you just like, okay, I turned it on, but oh my God, I don't know what else the next step.
Right.
I would have never thought ever to do that. Ever, never, ever. Yeah, but see, the thing is too, well, I know what some people were saying too, like she could jump and come to their defense, but they were saying like anytime she gets into stuff, Tiny and T.I is never really backing her up with different things. But you know, that's neither here or there, because the things that Shekinah be saying, she does it for her own personal self and cloud. She's loud. And
she's trying to get a name.
She's annoying to me.
All right, and then on top of that too, it's like only thing you are is not gonna say only thing you are, because she had like a decent little business that Tiny helped.
Yeah, with their hair
and Atlanta. But once you start seeing a certain amount of money, you want to live on a different type of level. So you know, I think with IG and you know to get like that social media fame, you know, is different. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In order to get paid from just talking crazy and getting on live with people.
But what I wouldn't have done, because after T.I did say, he said, listen, what I'm not going to do is basically put our bedroom, situation, what we do in the bedroom, but we are grown adults. So for that there, he was already saying, you know, yes, we do have threesomes. That's us. These are with adults, and that's okay. Okay, now with me, what I feel like what Shekinah shouldn't have done, you shouldn't have never ever did this, because it does not, especially since everything got so serious. And by the time she said that, it was already big.
Right.
So for you to come back and start crying and making it now personal about you, to say, yeah, you know, but she was this, and then you taking it back, like, no, it's no take back. It's like, listen, T.I already said it. That's what they do. They do threesomes. That's fine. You go get the girl.
Yeah, I think what happened with Shekinah, to be honest, I think this time she just...
But Neek, who's Willis?
I don't. She just made that name up. I don't know. Honestly, I think she kind of overstepped her boundaries, or they gave her the approval to say that, and they realized that it, kind of was backfiring at the time. Because a lot of times, those type of things are said, and people kind of like move on from it, right? And because T.I.'s been called a womanizer a lot of times, but people don't never take it as anything. He's like, okay, he's a celebrity. Most celebrity men are womanizers in some type of way, shape, or form. Yeah. So it's just like, okay, it's gonna be said, swept under the rug. We have threesomes. You know how we get down, and
But then let me ask you something. But how is he a womanizer?
Well, I guess because the way that when people feel like, okay, you are using a woman for like one thing or the other, and you don't have no type of intention on treating her more than just like, okay, I want to have sex with you. That's kind of like it. I'm married, and I'm kind of going around doing this, that, and the third, and then every time I mess up, like, okay, here come a call. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen.
But see, you know what? I think people also gathered that from him being out and doing. Now, all of a sudden, now that I think back, and now I'm thinking, anything where people be like, yeah, the cars, this and this and all that other kind of stuff. Now that I'm thinking about it, Tiny never opened her mouth to feel no way, type of shape about it, because she knew what they do.
Right.
Like, and I think that's the reason why, too, T.I. never, ever says anything, even though he gets caught with doing little stuff. He never says nothing. You cannot get this man to say a word.
Well, no, I mean, but it has to be something behind closed doors, though, because if he feel like he got to go and buy her a car or do something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was something that they didn't agree on. Because, threesomes have to be something that the couple agree on. So I'm pretty sure.
But then he loved cars. Maybe we taking it the wrong way. What if he just buying them because this man love cars?
But no, it was one. I don't know if they did that for the show or whatever. But this was when they were split up, and that one time, and he went, and they were still living in separate houses at the time, or whatever. And he was like, man, just come outside, and this, that, and the third. And she was like, for what? And came out there. He had a surprise her with like a new, I don't know if it was a Mercedes truck or a BMW truck or something like that, but it was nice. But
yeah, well,
either way, you remember? So either
those
way,
things never get old.
So either way, he had did that, but it's an apology gift, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? Something that happened. But I think what happens is if it's not something that we are in agreement in, and you go do something on your own, that's when it's considered, okay, you're cheating.
Did you guys too think with that girl, the Sabrina girl, and with that one girl, you remember when they was backstage and Tip touch her butt? Mm-hmm. When he did that, you don't see the comparison, like, wow, this girl look similar to Tiny. Y'all don't think like they kind of favor? Yes, but they favor, like they got these certain features that kind of like they look alike. Like, okay, no,
I don't see that.
I mean,
Tiny
yeah.
don't look like nobody but herself.
I thought like maybe the girl he touches, but like look like Tiny, but maybe like in a younger look. Cause I said, cause she had her hair curly just like that.
Oh,
yeah. Maybe can't say anything about the curls, but yeah, that's what it. But hey, we're gonna close this out. But one thing too, I did want to say before Jen and Juice and Neek do their little inning with this with shekinah, I really do feel like sometimes even for celebrities, the internet is too big for you. It's just, once things get said, and one thing you cannot do is cover it up and back. Now, what she should have done was get back on there the next day instead of crying, making it be about you, because you always are crying. What you should have done was just said, no, listen, what I meant, if y'all think that I was talking about the girl, like little trafficking the little girls, no, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about grown women that they, she have gotten them grown women when they want to go out of town to be free to do their little stuff. That's what I was talking about. And I did get a restraining order on her because she's crazy. She didn't want me getting too close to Tiny, and just kept it like that versus, You get back up. I was just lying. Because Willis, we don't know Willis. You need to show us Willis. Because Willis, yes, Willis gave you this information. Yes, Willis. She was like, it was Willis. Because this came from Willis' mouth.
Like, girl, who is Willis?
I don't even know who is Willis.
Oh, yeah, wow.
And I just was about to hit that. Hey, goddamn, I don't know what you talking about, Willis. Matter of fact, I think I am going to say that. What are you talking about, Willis? Because I don't know him. Yeah. I do not know him. And that's the only thing that I really do think. Maybe make people too think like, well, dang, she kind of just told it all. No, she did not. But what she shouldn't have done was go back and be like, no, I was just lying. What part you was lying about? Because now that you just totally messed them up. Totally. This is why Tiny don't be around you like that, Holly. But Jen and Juice, what you got to say before we close this part out with Shekinah, what she did and what she shouldn't have done?
I think Shekinah, as usual, putting her foot in somewhere where it don't belong. She's opening up her mouth where she don't need to be opened up. And I think at the end of the day, she just have to learn to mind her own business. I doubt if this will be the thing that teaches her to mind her own business. I'm sure we're going to see more of Shekinah going off at the mouth. Yeah. But yeah, I think if this was orchestrated by T.I and Tiny, it was the bad move. Shekinah was not the one to do it.
Yeah, because she's totally messed you guys up. If that was the case.
Yeah, we already know what Shekinah reputation is. She just talks and talks and talks. You don't know the truth from what's not. Yeah. So, yeah. No.
Neek?
I agree. Yeah, I think that is if it's any truth to what she said, I think, that's something that y'all should have sat down and y'all did almost like a red table talk, but basically between y'all two, and just put the information out there. Like, look, yeah, we did threesomes with her, and that was just something that we did. You get what I'm saying? So that way it's not a man talking against a woman.
But they did say that part, though.
Right, but I'm saying T.I and Tiny together. Like, sit down and address that together instead of him addressing it alone. I don't think it looks good for a man to address the woman on his own with these type of allegations, because it's always one-sided. You get what I'm saying? It's never like a good thing. But that's neither here nor there. I think she kind of definitely should have stayed out of it, even if they asked her to say it as a friend. Like, look, that's too big of an allegation, and maybe they didn't realize that. And that's just why you got to have friends around you that think above you sometimes. So that way it could be like, nah, that's not a good move. Everything that's going on with this whole Me Too movement, we don't need to say anything like that. We need to see what she's going to say, so that way you can kind of maneuver in that way and put out, proper information at a proper time. Because timing is everything, I feel like, with this. Yeah. So
I agree.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, so we're out, and we're going to have, like we said, different parts of this. So, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. All our information will be in the description box, and stay tuned because we do have a part 3 coming up, and I think the part 3 we will too be talking about Tiny. Yeah, Tiny maybe. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Tiny in her role and how everything go and how she playing this. Okay, we're out.
All right, we're out.
Juice.
Yep, we're out, guys. See ya.